Wow.
Okay, we are on. We are
5
on.
seconds at least.
The
Jeff.
countdown is unbelievable.
Welcome to White on Brown Rice. They're white on brown.
He's changing it on?
Are we doing that now?
It's called Calling the
I thought it was
Audible.
2 flags.
No.
No,
Opposite.
2 slots, 1 flag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're being the flag.
of course. Welcome to Calling the Audible, the proper name for the show, Division A, Division B. With me, as always, is the one who suffers from menopause, Mac Hirak.
What?
Yeah.
Menopause.
Yeah, man. You're like hot and cold, brother. And someone who has become a division dodger in Vince Nardone.
Wow.
That is accurate, though. That's that's your first
Yeah, yeah.
fact of the night.
Could have easily
Of the
played
year.
Division A.
Could I with who?
Nobody wants him. That's also true.
Monstars
Yeah.
could have used you, maybe.
You know what? I actually told him preseason to
Yeah.
go with Monstars or Legends, and he didn't.
Yeah, they could. They
I'm not
can
playing
both
Division
use you.
A.
No,
I can't. My back is mingled.
Oh, back.
mingled. I don't know what mingled is.
I'm getting old.
Sorry, a little pull muscle in the back.
Pulled muscle, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you use a little icy hot cold patch? over
Coming
your
from
foot?
Mo, who just straight up stopped playing flag
Fingers.
football.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He
He's a
pulled,
Hall of
He
Famer.
pulled something in
I'm
his
defending
finger.
Mo now.
Might have
We
broken
are.
a nail, and then
Defending Mo.
forever
World's
just
come to an
stopped
end.
playing flag.
Let's talk about who is playing flag.
Yeah, that's please.
Let's talk about the wild finish that was with ABE and Top Guns. First, for those who don't know, this game was quite the awkward start where Top Guns brought in a bunch of guys from Division D because they were only 4 at the time. They were down 20-6 at halftime. Jamil Springer finally shows up with the Olsen twins and Rashawn and Ryan Perry. And then they go on a run unheard of where they scored 21 unanswered points or was it 22 unanswered
I have
points?
no idea.
Great defense, Matt.
But
I rush. There's nothing I can do.
I mean, the rush is pretty important.
Paul Lapierre has
He's
a
7'9".
What?
He's like 7'9". I can't even.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Paul Lapierre has a 34-yard run. His longest.
Oh, look at that, Matt.
That was
Longest-
Marco.
Yeah, Marco
I'm
broke
blaming
his
Marco all
ankles.
the way. I'm throwing him under the bus.
Marco's like, what? What?
He went for a bat down.
Yeah, what?
Marco was rushing?
No, I rushed. He was going to hand it off
Yeah.
to Jamil. I went after Jamil. He took Paul and went for a bat.
But the thing was his eyes were trailing the football, right? So Paul put his football out like that, and Marco's eyes and body went that way, and then he just brought it back to his body.
That's
and-
unfortunate.
For a basketball player to get juked like that? Come
Yeah.
on.
What? And so on that ensuing drive, Paul Lapierre has another running opportunity. He takes a knee at the 1.
Wow.
Would you agree? Smart play before.
Well, it's only because I yelled to Jordan to let him score.
Right, and to kill off plays.
It's a
which-
classic something. That's something that I would do too. Just
Right.
like, you yell out, let him score, and then they realize like I shouldn't score.
Yeah, so
and
we
then
downed
take
at the
a
1.
knee.
But then,
So
the next play.
Next 2 plays,
No,
incompletions. No, it's 2 more plays.
Was it?
Yeah, 2 more plays, incompletions. You have 3 plays left, and then that's where the fun began, where Paul Lapierre rolled to his right, threw the ball to Scott Payne, and Scott Payne's muscles got in the way. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
The V-neck.
And yeah, the V-neck, the high-end $5 special from wherever he gets his V-necks from. And Jordan McLaren picks it off. Down the sidelines he goes. And next you know, AB's up by 5. 2 plays left. Paul Lapierre gets to midfield. Last play left. Throw the ball into the end zone. Maybe there was a push-off, but John Larissa
There was quite a push-up, but he still got a hand on it.
got
Stop
the
it.
touchdown. They end up winning by 1. So I'll
Okay,
ask you
but-
first, Mac Hirak. Your thoughts from the ABE perspective of things and how it played out.
Well, at the end of the game, to be honest, Marco and I both said it. You can't even be mad. That was just one of the craziest games I've been a part of, the way it ended. That's a whole
It sounds like
game.
it was a really fun game.
Yeah,
It was.
It was absolutely a fun game. Just,
People came from other fields to watch the end of
See,
the game.
that's what you want.
that's exactly what you want. But as a team, as a whole, we
Sucks to lose.
stunk on defense.
Man.
We just
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
stunk.
Jordan had a chance to make a play on that last ball.
He got pushed. I'm not going to lie. He got pushed, but he still got a hand on it. And
But
slapped
Do we have the
did he bat it
culprits?
down, or did he bat
batted
it?
it down into Larissa's hands, who was
Exactly.
running into the end zone.
Well, Jordan should know.
Who was the culprit that pushed Jordan McLaren?
One of the parries. It doesn't matter. The ref was right there. It didn't get called. It's fine.
I'm surprised
not
Jordan
even
didn't
mad. I
go for
even
a
said it. I'm
one-hand
not
pick.
mad.
I'm surprised he didn't go for a one-hand pick on that play, Jordan.
He probably would have.
He was trying. He was probably trying to do
was
that,
trying.
and then he got pushed.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
I'm not even mad.
Your thoughts, Nard one?
I was trying to squeeze something out of Matt like today, and I'm not even mad. Nobody was mad. Nobody's mad. That's all he's been saying. Like nobody's even
I said
mad
it
about
once.
it.
I didn't
Like-
repeat myself.
Like I don't even. Okay, if nobody on your team is mad about losing to this team this early in the season, then shit. I don't know what to say.
It's only one-
I have
well,
no
look,
It's
thoughts.
called experience, and
It's not
Well,
experience. Experience is called winning against these bad teams.
we're not salty like you when you lose and cry.
I don't lose. I don't get salty.
Go hold Greg Stern and we lost.
Jacob Peterson, let's go for golfing.
We're 2-0. I don't know.
We
what
will
you're
lose.
Well, speaking of a team that's 2-0,
Yes.
the finalists go 2-0 as
Yes.
they win in a game that was.
Do we know when Nate leaves?
Who knows?
Probably August.
Like, who made that rumor that he is leaving? Do we know that for a fact?
He could be leaving soon. Yeah, well, I know he's working
You
with
would
Ottawa
know.
U. I could find out.
Because it's Ottawa. He could come back for all his games.
He could theoretically come back, but mind you, they do have training camp coming up at the early part of August.
Yeah,
so
but it'll be a 2-a-day during the week. It won't be on a Sunday night when he might have a game.
I don't know what their schedule is.
Okay.
Halftime, Monstars up 22-21. Looks like we're going to see the ultimate upset, and then
See, now that's experience. See how Montreal Finest closed out that game?
They end up
Against
going
an
on a
unexperienced
And
team.
now Nardon's on the
Two-
chalk of the finest. Okay.
It's two key stats: 24-0 run, and Ron Mashtub started the second half with 12 straight incompletions, which resulted in 2 turnovers.
is on the cracks of the finest. I don't think you can say that on
All
I
right,
didn't say said jock. You
Jock.
said Cox.
your thoughts, Nardwan, on the finest and the fact that they dismantled Monsters in the second half?
You know what? There's no way that shouldn't happen. Monstars shouldn't go up to Division A and beat Montreal's Finest. If that was to happen, then
Well, they think
I'd
they
be a
can.
little bit scared for.
They think they can.
That's a good
Someone
thing
from the
that they think
Monsters.
they
Of course
can.
they think they can because that's why they went into the division. You don't go
That's
into division
absolutely-
thinking, oh, I think we're going to lose all of our games. I don't know why we're doing this. No, obviously you go up thinking, or at least trying to make yourself believe that you can beat these teams, and then you realize that you really can't, and then your whole season's washed.
Stop talking crap right now. Good for them to go up, and they will
I
get
never said.
wins.
I just said that. Good for them for thinking that
Yeah,
they
whatever.
can, for challenging themselves, and you know what? Maybe at the
crushing
end of the
their
season,
dreams.
you know what? God Skills went 5-5 and then won a championship this winter.
Well, no, they didn't win the championship. They went to the final.
They
Ended
didn't
up
win.
losing to Rashi's
Right.
DK.
DK.
Good analyst. He was actually on the podcast.
Yeah, he was on the finals broadcast.
I was on NyQuil.
Attaboy.
Your thoughts, MK?
It's the finest. I mean, you can never count them out. Whether they're down 15 at half or 1, it doesn't matter. They're in games. Look at the finals when we played them in
Nobody's
Last
talking about
spring.
finals when you
Last
were
last
playing.
year's spring.
2015 spring.
We
yeah.
were up 2 scores and we won by 2.
Last play of the game, Marco Mastriocha picked it off the end zone.
No.
No, that's
Was
not
it- was
true.
it bat down?
Marco had 2
knocked it
picks
down out
during
of
the game.
Brian's
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah, there you go.
They-
There you go.
Anyway, you can just never
Right.
count them out.
Right.
It's experience.
It is experience.
Okay.
You don't
That is the word of the day: experience, right?
You threw it around as if you guys did something with experience when you lost.
Of course we were mad, but we weren't mad. Like I didn't want to fight someone.
No, it has
Lack
nothing to
of
do with being
experience.
mad, but maybe you were like, I don't know, disappointed in yourselves.
He's told you today that is your
Anyways,
your
moving
week
on.
test, man.
Moving on.
Moving on to the Division B aspect of it here. 6 games were very close. Some good finishes that we had for Division B and what happened overall. 6 games had 6 points or less in terms of who won the football game here. Matt Kirak, I start with you. What caught your attention from the Week 2 games in Division B?
It's not even. It's all together that when games are so close like that, it just shows that the division's going to be good this year. That's what caught my eye. It said it's not going to be one team running away with it or 2 teams running away with it. I think that there's going to be parity all over the place.
Division B and Division 2 have always been like really fun divisions to be part of.
Yeah.
Div A, you have this huge split between the top 4 and the bottom 4. And Div 2 and Div B, you always have this huge crunch.
Yeah.
Of really good teams, like talented players. You got the good players from Division A grabbing some of the top players from Division 3 and 4 and making some fun teams to watch in Division 2. So as a player, I think it's fun to be part of Division 2, and as an analyst, I think it's fun to watch.
Well, 2 games that caught my attention was Casket Closers, Leon Holder's team, upending Gladiators 1918.
Gladiators is oof.
Well, we talked about it last week. They're notoriously slow starters out of the gate, and they always put the run on weeks 4 and beyond. And the other game that caught my attention was the Kings, Rayhan Sarwar's Kings, winning by 3 over the Preds, who did not have SBB in the lineup here.
Yeah, they didn't have SBB in the lineup because SBB played for my top sauce team in Division
That
3
elbow.
just before their game, and he caught an elbow in the last play of the game, splits his eye open, and then James comes over. He's like, I need a player. I need a player because SBB, he's like, I'm
He
like,
wanted to play, though. He's like, I'm going to play. No, take the net off.
dude, he
pal.
was split open. Like
Yeah.
you could see that it was, yeah, he looked like a exactly. And then he ends up grabbing my brother. My brother's got like 2 left hands.
Well, he had a pretty good game. I think he had 3 catches. I
Did he
think.
do well?
Whatever. Whatever. The catches is what matters most in the stat line
3 or
here.
4 drops.
Uh,
Nardone.
Everybody else was changed. We're just like I don't know.
A surprise team of the week, that continues to play very well early on is Star City, led by Dan Lazar's
that's a
roster.
really
It's
good
not really a
team.
surprise. I'm calling them to be
I'm
in
not
the finals.
surprised either.
Really? I
I
know.
think that VPC putting up as many points as they did and still losing by 1.
Is it a surprise for you?
For me, I mean, I picked them as a joke.
They have
to
an
win.
all-star quarterback with Daniel,
Absolute.
and a really solid defensive squad, which makes for a really good team.
So after 2 weeks, do we have a firm idea of who we believe are the leaders of the packs for Division A and Division B right now?
I think we're gonna have the same conversation that we did last week. I think it's too early to tell, but the same guys showed this week what they showed last week, and nobody's really.
Thank you, Vince.
Okay, but hold on there. So how about this?
You agree?
Yeah.
If we don't have an idea who the leader is, but are we seeing some teams separate from the pack then right now?
Like I said, I think it's just more the same as last week. I think the schedule is not. We're not deep enough in the schedule to be able to say, okay, so now these are two top teams going against each other, and you can see who's better than who. No, right now it's just kind of there's a feel out process, and at the top of your schedule, you're feeling out teams that you're not too sure whether they're going to be good or not, and you can see teams that you believe are supposed to be doing good, doing what you thought they would, and then others are like, I'm not
Ask
so
us
sure.
again at week 5.
Yeah, let's like
I'll
that's
ask you
what
this
I mean.
week.
You probably will.
I guess you could, but we're gonna have the same talk again. I don't mind.
All right, so who needs a victory?
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can.
I don't know
sort
if
of
everybody
sense-
listening knows what I'm talking about, but what I'm trying to say
But
is
there
it's
is sort of
too
an
early to
outline,
say.
though. We can say that, yeah, we can probably, without divulging any teams yet, that there is a group of teams that,
Yeah.
in our mind, that, okay, they're going to be.
We all have different opinions, and some people may know things that we don't know about players that are new to certain teams
Yeah.
that are not yet coming out of their shell. You know what I mean? Like certain things are yet to be discovered, and you're getting peaks and you're hearing about these things little by little, and eventually we're gonna have a good look at it, and we're gonna have a better opinion.
All right, Matt Kirak, who needs a victory badly in the Monstars Legends game that will happen this week? If it ends up being a high-scoring affair, who does this benefit the most?
Who needs the win more?
Yeah.
I would probably think Legends, just because they've
Really? Okay.
they've already been in Division A, and if they're going to lose to a new team in Division A, it's just going to crush their dreams of going anywhere in Division
Their
A.
soul.
Their soul.
Their
Corey
hearts.
Pecker's soul.
Look, they gave the Rainmakers a really good run for their money. I don't know if you saw the ending of the game. They ended up losing by 2 scores, but it was a 1-score game. They could have easily be 1-1.
And that's their team. What you saw there, that's the actual roster.
That was their full
That's
roster.
They were
their
missing
best
Jeremy Kola. Ryan Lolanowski did not play,
That's not their roster then.
Okay, Ryan wasn't there. I didn't know Ryan wasn't there.
and neither was Kola.
Ryan brings a lot to their offense.
So I'll ask you that question, Vince. Who needs this game more, the Monstars or Legends?
In terms of confidence, I think the Monsters needed more because Legends don't play the same type of football as other teams do. Like we as football players ride a wave of confidence, and then you go into a game confident. It changes your momentum. It changes the way your season could go out. The Legends don't play with the same swag as everybody else. They don't have that. They don't have that football mentality. They just show up and then they're gonna do whatever they think is gonna work. And if it doesn't work, it didn't work. Next week we'll do something else. You know what I mean? They don't go into games the same
continuity
way.
of
Exactly.
players.
They don't try to build off things. They just like, oh, we'll do this. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. They don't really care that much about. They don't go in depth into emotions and thinking about games. They just show up and play. Then they don't win. They don't win. They'll get pissed. Then they'll come up next week and destroy a team out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's like a roller coaster ride with them, but not emotionally. So whether they win or not doesn't affect the next week.
So which defense do you trust more than Matt in this scenario right now, given that both teams have given up a lot of points in the first 2 games of the year?
Well, having played Legends week 1, they were weak, but then again, it wasn't their full roster.
No, it wasn't.
And I've played Monstars in Div B, and they're pretty good. And I mean, they have Rod, they had Jad.
Well, and those are the guys that make the difference, right? You have Rod and you have the Arita brothers, who you can tell play with a lot of emotion. So you can see the difference when they lose. Then their emotions start coming out, and then that affects their play. I don't think it does in terms of for the Legends.
So I'm taking Monstars before you cut me off. That's what I was
Sorry.
going to say.
To win? You take
Their
No,
defense. That's
the
what I
Legends.
was
Okay.
going to say. Well, Mashtub isn't there this week, apparently.
Which one?
Peanut Gallery.
Rod matchup's not there.
Rod
That's
Mashtub
not
is not
good.
there.
That's not good for their offense. But I was going to
Who's filling in then, Floriani?
Fred Vienne,
Vienne.
the receiver now quarterback.
We're going on assumptions that Fred Vienne's in because he's playing for Laval's Flames.
According to our source, J Flow.
He's been talking a lot today.
Oh, you work out. Oh,
Did you work out today?
were you
Now
doing
you know.
Zumba?
I know
Is
you
that
were
where you
thinking
saw them in the Zumba class?
You were wondering. Matt likes to know who worked out today.
I do.
Like who today worked out?
Mo definitely did.
Around the
I
table,
didn't work out
who
today, no.
Mo
worked out?
definitely did it.
I work out tomorrow morning.
That's where he's wearing.
You
black.
work out?
I do work out.
Oh.
2:15 right now, big boy. Minus ABE.
You say that like it's supposed to hold meaning. Like what does that even mean?
It holds merit, big boy. Finest ABE. I'll ask Vince this question. Does this sway in the finest mindset that they've lost the last 3 meetings with Marco Masiotra-led teams from last spring going into this matchup?
I think it does. I think it really does. I think they're tired of losing to this team, and I think they want to. I think they want to beat them bad. I think they really do, and I think they have a chance because I think the team that they have this summer is not as good as the team they've had in the past. So I think the finest know this, and they want to pounce on this opportunity to get the W back on their side of the court.
All right, Mr. Kirak, I ask you for your opinion.
I don't care what Vince thinks. It may be true that we haven't had this most solid squad. We haven't had all our guys together both weeks. But I don't even care if they know. Everybody's going to be there. Theo's going to be there. Antonio's going to be there. Jordan, Jamal, Omar.
So then it should be a
everybody.
fun game again.
It should be a fun game.
Well, like if you recall, this past winter season, the D boys, whatever it is of the current roster right now, lost their second game of the year, and they beat the finals the third game of the season.
Yeah.
And look what happened to the ending, right? I mean, mind you, both teams didn't make the finals, but D boys or now EBE made first place.
Here's on the other hand, I'll ask you a question. If they can't beat Finest this year, who's going to beat them?
Rainmakers.
Yeah,
Yep.
And they do have a tete-a-tete later on in this season.
Tay.
A couple of tete-a-tetes.
Because you asked us last week if it was more likely to be a winless
Yeah.
or undefeated team.
I think Rainmakers are going to get their
I just said the
first
same
win
thing.
in how many years, Mo? Against Finest? It's been at least since 2011, no?
2000, I believe it is 2011 or 2012.
back
Spring 2011 or spring
I think that's what you
2012.
said last year.
Yeah,
Spring 2011 is the last time they beat them.
Wow, it's a long time.
a long time. But
It's 5 years ago.
if the doomsday scenario happens where
10 full
ABE
seasons.
if AB were to lose the finals to Rainmakers the next 2 games, they're 1-3. Vince, I'll ask you this question, Kirak, would you now rule them out for first place if they're 1-3?
Yeah.
So you guys would concede first place then?
Yeah, absolutely. But to be honest with you, I don't really care. First
I don't
place
think it
is-
matters.
It doesn't even matter.
I don't think it matters in
I'm not
Division One.
worried. Look at DK got skills. We're in the finals in the winter.
I think that's the thing. I think in Division One, as long as you make the playoffs,
And there's 5 of 6
then you're
that make
good
it.
to go. Because the teams in the playoffs are the teams you have to beat anyways, right?
The only thing that I would say is that for my own team, if we're not in first place, I hope we're gelling the way we're supposed to be gelling
Yeah.
come playoff time. That's all I hope for. Because at the end of the day, we're not getting any trophy for winning first.
Okay, I'll ask you guys one key point for ABE's what to
One
beat the
key
final.
point?
One key point for you guys to beat the finals this Sunday. Or
Get our
this-
defense back to par, where it's always been.
Okay, Vince, for the finals, what is the key for them to beat ABE?
Every time they lose, Kevin has like 2 or 3 really bad throws where he forced the ball for no reason. I think the key will be for Kevin to be to not force any balls.
So that means make Matt Kirak irrelevant on the rush.
He usually does.
Yeah, he usually does.
And then he'll bark at Keyshawn, "Yo, Theo, what are you talking about, dog?" And it wasn't Theo, it was
Is
really
that
Matt
your
Kirak.
Keyshawn impression?
You don't make a good black guy at all.
Oh, it's not on the
Keyshawn's
mic.
gonna
Not on
whoop
the, it's
your
the
ass.
mic's fault now.
Keyshawn's probably laughing. This
Keyshawn is
loser.
dying.
Fool.
Dying.
Let's talk about the 0-2 teams in Division B. Was gone well. We talked about the Glads last week. You called them out.
Yeah.
We'll say quickly here. Quarterback play will be quite the roller coaster for them, and it might be dependent on Alex Lever being much more successful because they have players. But the question is, there's no Frank LeBeau throwing the football to these players to make plays.
Lever just needs to know that the 2 guys that have been successful for the Glads in the past years, it's like Simon Rayom and Nato Hughes,
Yeah.
aren't getting balls. Simon Rayom has 2 catches for 13 yards. In 2
Yeah.
games. I mean, it's 2 games, just to say.
Yeah, but that's a really good point.
And
you're
Nato
making.
Hughes has 1 for 33 for a touchdown.
That's a huge point.
You
you're
got to
making.
go to the guys that make plays. You
And
have
those
to.
are the playmakers.
Yeah.
And if Alex is going to other guys, that's probably why he's chucking up picks and drop balls or missed throws.
And those two names that you dropped, actually, they worked with each other. So Nadeau was the playmaker with the deep posts, and
Yeah.
then the read was the post or the underneath to Rayom.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it was either the quick out or the post over top, and that was the read, and that was the play that worked so much for them and got them so many points and a lot of yards. And I don't know what Alex is running in terms of offense. I haven't had the chance to see them yet. I'm gonna do my best to see them this weekend because they're one of the only teams I haven't seen play or I haven't seen Alex throw. And I'm really looking forward to figuring out what it is he's doing on offense that is so wrong.
Ambassadors of Quan, is it chemistry issues? Because, you look at Alex Halowak, pretty good quarterback for his own right. You bring in Paul Lapierre, Ryan Perry to name. Addy Sharma has yet to play for them. Is it that key reason why they are 0-2 this season?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's brand new guys coming together. I mean, Ryan Perry and Paul Lapierre have played together. Danny Nemours on the team. You got a good group of guys that just probably haven't played together, so it takes a couple games. Week 4, week 5, these guys are going to be on track.
Yeah, they're up against the Incredibles this week. They have a lot of
And
athletic.
they will win.
They have a lot of athletic abilities.
A bold statement
they're
from
big.
Matt Girak.
They're athletic, and I wouldn't count them out of any game that they step into. But the pressure is on Alex, 100%.
Darksiders, is it the lack of an offense?
It's a lack of peas. Peas
Well,
was not
look,
there.
I saw their game on Monday at Papineau
I left.
with lightweighters led by Simon Dagenet beating them, and that
Simon
offense
Dagenet won.
Yeah, that
Simon
offense.
Dagenet had his snapper open all game, and he kept, let's throw to Marco, let's throw to Jamal, all game. No, not really. You went like 8 for 22, didn't you?
How many picks did he throw?
None. One, right? It was. I lost track after one. Is it
Poor.
lack of offense in terms of their creativity and trying
No,
to become more
no.
dynamic? Yeah, Fred Morris says a very good quarterback.
They also
but-
had two different quarterbacks.
yeah, but
2
Fred
weeks.
Morris that's their guy.
That's the thing. I think it's just a lack of chemistry because I think they have the tools or the weapons to have a successful offense. I think they haven't come together at all yet, but they will.
All right. No regard, and James Floriani might want to listen in. His ears might perk up here. Do they miss James Floriani or Alex
Nobody
Halowak?
misses. Nobody
Last
misses
year was hashtag bring back Halowak. Now it's hashtag bring back Floriani.
But has that hurt them,
Ryan.
though? We talk about in professional sports, right, how important the quarterback position is, especially now in flag football. They are now on their 3rd quarterback in the last 3 seasons. Does that hurt their growth?
They also
No kidding,
had 2
Eric.
quarterbacks.
Well, Mario
do you ever,
Parecha
do
is
you
the
ever see a
quarterback.
football team find success with a new quarterback every year?
No, not with Jay Flo at quarterback now.
Nobody can hear you.
So James is just saying that he was supposed to throw for this team,
Yes.
but the rest of the guys didn't fit under cap.
You do realize there's been 21 completions in 2 games with
That's
4
not
TDs.
good.
That is not
With
good.
4 TDs.
That's not good.
That's not good.
That's horrible.
I mean, I've
They've-
seen better stats than that before.
Yeah. So
It
quarterback
looks like
play,
a one-game stat line, but that's over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Right.
quarterback play is very.
It looks like a
completions
Simon
one day.
Dagenet season.
10. It was. 10
Mic
completions
drop.
The first game, 11 completions. The second.
Mic drop. You can leave now, Vince.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done. Good night, Vince. Blue Chips, are they more of a Div C team? I saw them play week
You
1.
know they are.
But
They got forced into Div B.
They didn't get forced into
they
Div
didn't
B,
get
that's not
forced
true.
to be. They actually
welcome it.
they actually
registered
registered for
They
Div
registered 4B.
B.
Did they?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah,
They were up 12.
and I
they
played
were
them
up-
this
they were
week,
down
and
6.
listen, they are actually really, really good. They have studs on offense. They got these massive freaks. I thought I was playing against Megatron. I didn't know what it felt like to play against Megatron. Now I kind of feel like I feel like I know what it would feel like. Except the quarterback keeps forcing these balls deep. He must have thrown, I don't know how many passes he had during the game, but at least 75% of his throws were just bombs. Bombs and bombs. We had 6 interceptions, and he was still throwing bombs. Like at one point, you gotta realize that what works is the slants were working underneath and it was open all game, but he was just throwing bombs.
Mo, can you check real quick, or
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Do Blue Chips play GNR, Grip and Rip?
Blue Chips, their schedule coming up here in the next
Why?
couple weeks.
I'll tell you if they are.
They will be playing Grip and Rip week 6, June 20th,
Okay.
Monday night in
Because I
Papineau.
get so frustrated. I know we're going to talk about it in the next 2 seconds here, but
Yeah.
Vinny Galano with his rushing and running around in the backfield. I want to offer my services to Blue Chips if I fit in their cap to give them a little bit of experience. I want to just ruin Vinny's
You know
life.
what? With Vinny, I played them in the finals with the Fun Boys, and we totally shut him down in terms of running. He didn't run a single time. And with
It's not the running; it's the running in the backfield.
even that, it's
Yeah.
just. I'm not gonna say what worked because I'm probably gonna have to use it again against him. And I remember him saying it after the game, like, he's like, "Wow, I can't believe you did that. Like, I didn't know what to do." I'm like, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna do it again one day."
Well, that's it. If any of the Blue Chips guys are listening and check my rating, and if I fit your cap, I'm down.
But they have a
I
good
can see
rusher.
now.
They have a really good rusher.
Doesn't matter. I'll just I'll coach like
Hey,
Rusty.
hey Vince.
So you should coach full time starting now.
Yeah,
You don't have to be on the
I
team.
can see now. Hey
Yeah,
Vince,
but I
are you
wanna
able to
play.
rush for us against Grip and Rip week 6? You talking about Matt
Rush?
Curie?
Oh, Matt.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
plug yourself in
I'm
there.
mistaking you
I,
for
if
Mike
I fit their
Chirac.
cap, I'm down. If anybody's listening, just
Quickly here,
Get at me.
VPC, their defense, is that the reason why they're 0-2? Can't make a stop on that side of the football.
VPC is always in high-scoring, crappy games or good games.
Well, that's the problem with
Crappy
teams.
defense
That's the problem
with a good offense.
Yeah, that's the problem with teams who go and think that they can just put up 40 and 45 or 50 and win.
But they can't.
But exactly. But if you don't, if there's a week where you don't put up 40, you're gonna lose.
Well, they put a 1 and they lost 42-41.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's like ONS, man. It's the same story. It's just it's not the way you cannot build a team just strictly scoring points. That's not how it works.
All right, guys, one name. Which player has to step up this week for week 3 action? A or B?
No matter what team.
Doesn't matter who it is. Any player.
I'm gonna go with Alex Holloway.
All right.
Attaboy.
Maddie?
Phil Cutler.
Oh. What? What?
Boom.
What, Fun Boys? All right.
0-2
Does
Fun
everybody
Boys.
do that? Like what?
What?
Didn't they win this week, Fun Boys?
No, they did not.
They lost.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I
They're
thought they won.
0-2.
I thought they won.
They have a sick
Are you
team
sure?
and they're 0-2.
Hold on,
Hold on
Hold
here.
on,
Wait a
dude.
minute. Wait a minute.
dude. You think somebody here is wrong?
If I'm right, I slap you one time.
You slapped
on
me
air.
one time. Fun Boys. Fun Boys. Fun Boys. 1. Hold on. Fun Boys have not played. It's not even refreshed.
Fun Boys.
Lost. No,
they
they won.
won.
43-42. I
Okay, you
told
slap
you.
me.
God,
Give
I'm not
me
gonna
a
slap
slap.
you.
All right, backhand.
I'll put
Okay,
it back. I'll
guys.
just put in the savings.
Okay.
Vinny Galano's on pace for 500 yards rushing. Yes or no? Does he hit that?
No.
Not if I rush him. in
Okay.
Week 6.
Week 6.
Week
for
6.
Blue Chip.
It's over. That average will go down to like 300 yards. All right, games of the week here,
Well,
guys.
Vinny averages what, like 350 yards a season?
Something like that,
He's
yeah.
always
98
he's
right
always
now.
done the same thing. Exactly.
He's averaging
gonna slow
48
down
right now.
eventually. I feel like eventually, no, he's not going to go for 500.
Look, he rushes SBB if he ends up rushing him in 2 weeks, and Khalil Kerr.
Yeah, he's going to hit
in,
some
like,
serious
week
rushers
7.
soon.
He's not going to get far in those
Okay.
games.
Games of the week, guys, quickly. Kings, STL, 7.5 points for STL.
Give me STL.
I'm going to take Kings just because of the spread.
All right, 2.5 Dans and Fun Boys. Dans, 4.5 points.
Ooh, last time these guys
And
played,
I
it
quote from
wasn't
Vinny
pretty.
Galano.
Who? Dan
I quote from Vince Nardone, pardon me, as he walked by me at Hebert. So, bro, I'm not going to score anything on us. And they dropped, was it
Literally,
25
I've
points in the first
never-
half on you guys?
I've never been
Oh,
this
that game,
confident.
I-
I've never been this confident going into a game. I'm just like, these guys aren't going to score.
They ain't scoring on
I
us.
think it was like 43-0 at the half.
Yeah, they called it with like a minute left. It was crazy. So Dan's, Fun Boys, 4.5 points for Dan's, Kirak.
Yeah, I'll take the Dans.
Yeah, give me the dance.
All right, Monstars, Legends, 1.5 for the Legends.
Monstars.
Fred Vienn's throwing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You can't go back. Monstars it is for you, Kirak.
Monstars.
All right, last but not least, you can't make the pick. Finest, ABE, 2.5 points for the Finest.
Give me 2.5 dance.
What?
Finest.
Give me ABE to win this.
Attaboy.
That'll be 4 in a row.
Get on the wagon, man.
Hold on, I gotta pull up a name that we didn't use for our.
Yeah, pull one up.
Hurry up,
We'll use the
we're
good
done.
one. Use the
We're
best
tight
one.
for
What's the
time
point?
right now,
We're
boys.
not tight for time. Just say one more
No
thing.
one's here.
What did you learn on today's episode, Kirak?
Vince Nardone doesn't know how to tell time.
Okay. I learned that
loser.
Vince Nardone's killing times here, killing seconds off here, so I'll end the show
Don't do
for
it.
2 rice and
Mo and the kids? Nah, it's not even a good one.
good morning,
Say it quick.
I can't find it.
Lisbon.
Nah.